I knew this time was coming. And we as a world have never been here before. And so is it a spooky time? Damn yeah. It is probably the most dangerous time ever, 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 ever. There's nothing to compare it to because there's never been a world economy before. For example, 100 years ago, if there was a stock market crash in England, it didn't affect anybody. Now the U.S. goes down, the world goes down. So plus with social media and all this we're doing now. And so we've never been here before. And, I'm excited about it because I make more money in crashes than I do when they go up. So, but for the average person, they'll get wiped out. I'm afraid at the worst, I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're heading for a global depression.
Global depression?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Depression. I mean, people are depressed. The economy stays down. It's hard to come back up. And now the good news is that for those who are prepared for it, like you and things like this, you'll do better. See, not everybody dies in a plane crash. Some plane crashes. But the last crash in 2008, I was on Wolf Blitzer's program 6 months before Lehman Brothers went down. And I said Lehman was going down. And nobody listened, but it went down. And so I've been expecting this market to go down for quite a while. And I'm concerned about my fellow human beings. But as you know, most Americans are clueless. They don't know what's going on. But, if you travel the world, I just got back from Africa and China and Japan and New Zealand. People are scared. Australia, which hasn't had a recession in 30 years, is in recession. But Americans are fat, dumb, and happy, having a good time, which is good. But I'm concerned. That's all I can say. I'd be afraid if I had kids, I think as an adult, you can go hungry, but you don't want to see your kids go hungry. And that's what's going to happen.
You think it's going to get that bad?
Yeah. And the U.S. dollar is fake. Never in the history of the world has any fake money ever survived. And we're doing the same thing. We just keep printing this money. And when I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad almost 25 years ago, people said I didn't know what I was talking about. I said savers would be losers. Now, today, there's quantitative easing, which is counterfeiting money. And then you have zero interest rates. And people are still saving money. Are you nuts? They just printed, I think, $500 billion in September of this year because the repo market is going down. And the average guy goes, well, what's the repo market? They don't know. So that's why it's fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. Our education system, it has been my rant forever. Why don't we teach people about money? Why is it? We all use money, but we don't teach people about it. So that's why I'm concerned. And I wrote this book, Who Stole My Pension? It's already sold out. But I wrote Who Stole My Pension because it was the reason I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The two authors here, me and myself, Edward Siddell, we both had dads who lost everything. And when I was in my 20s and my poor dad lost everything, it scarred me. And I said, I'm never going to let anybody ever do that to me. So I had just come back from Vietnam in 73. My dad was unemployed, poor dad was unemployed. And he tells me to go fly for the effing airlines. I said, are you kidding me? And he says, go back to school, get your master's and get your PhD. I said, are you kidding me? Here the guy is unemployed. He's got no pension. He's got no paycheck. And he's telling me to go back to school. I said, what, learn nothing? And those guys who, my friends who flew for United Airlines, they're broke today. Their pensions were stolen. And Americans, I wonder how my 401k is doing. I'm going, gee, I'd be a little bit worried, but they don't know. Americans live in a fishbowl. Everybody sees in, but Americans can't see out. So I travel the world constantly. And what I see going on in the world is disturbing. I was just in Argentina, and I took my kid brother there, and he came back a changed man. He says, you weren't kidding, were you? I said, no, I wasn't. And my brother could not believe that what happens in Argentina is going to happen here. So the fear today, I think people are a little bit wiser, is because they do remember 2008, and they do remember 2000. So 2008, 2008, and here we are today. So I think most people are at least kind of tuned in. I hope it doesn't come down, but I'm afraid it will. But I want to say what you did was really, really smart, because the best time to start a business is right after a crash. I made more money after 2008 than I ever in my whole entire life. because everybody was hiding like little cockroaches.
Wow, you made more money after 2008 than your entire life.
Yeah, so when, here I'm talking about the coming depression, everybody says, oh, you're such a pessimist, I go, no, I'm excited. I get really stimulated thinking about all the bargains that are going to be on the street, I mean, it's going to be bargains everywhere. But everybody else, oh, you're pessimistic. No, I'm actually optimistic. So anyway, so you're very smart. When I study business. Guys who start right after a crash do very well most of the time. 2008 was Wall Street.
Toxic assets. Toxic assets.
CDOs, MBSs.
Yes.
Derivatives. And so what is it today? Wall Street just looted the pensions. So this book, Who Stole My Pension? It's like I said, my co-author is an SEC attorney. And he got sick and tired of seeing all these bankers loot the pensions and get paid bonuses. And then the labor union guys who manage the funds get paid bonuses. And the guys who manage it get paid bonus. Meanwhile, the workers get screwed. So when this next crash comes, it's going to be horrible. Now you look at the other guy. So there's two authors. Ted Siddell, SEC attorney. His father was a CIA operative in Uganda. And Idi Amin killed his father. So his family went broke because there was no body. He couldn't collect anything because no body, corpse. Whereas my father ran for political office against the governor of Hawaii, and he got crushed. And the governor says, you're no job, no paycheck, no pension. So my old man's broke. So it kind of put us on edge. You know what I mean? I don't trust my government. I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I like Trump. But they can't save me. Trump, Biden, Sanders. I mean, it's a cast of characters, right? You got the Donald on one side. And then you got Comrade Sanders, a commie. It's a reality TV show up there. You're counting on the government to take care of you? I mean, wake up.
So you don't at all look at it as they have an effect over your net worth or your next moves?
No.
So you're...
That's good. You want to make sure that no matter who's in office or if it crashes, you're okay. That's the most important thing you can do.
You don't pivot based on presidents?
No, of course not. They don't affect me at all.
You don't pivot based on presidents?
No, I'm not a stock guy, that's why.
Okay.
So I'm a real estate guy. I own businesses. So the Rich Dad Company does better in a crash. And apartment houses, they always do well because people have to have someplace to live. And I want oil wells because people are always burning oil. I always protect my assets that they're crash proof.
So let me ask you, the average person's watching this right now saying, okay, Robert, I'm not like you. I don't run a company. I don't have a brand. I haven't sold 41 million copies. I don't have oil. I don't have rental properties. What can I do? I'm in a time like this. You're telling me the market's going to go in shambles here pretty soon because of currency. And we printed $500 billion of money in September, just in 1 month, not including the $3 trillion we printed in the last 7 years prior to that. What do I do to be prepared for a time like this?
Well, first of all, everybody can do something, but they won't. And that's the problem. The reason, who stole my pension, there was plenty of money in it, but nobody did anything. They just stole it. People did nothing. It's like I said, when the crash came in 2008, not one of those guys went to jail. They got paid bonuses. So there's something rotten inside America. And I think the problem with many Americans is they're complacent. They expect, well, it'll heal itself again. So the thing that everybody can do is, my first investment was a gold coin in Hong Kong. I bought a Krugerrand. I was flying off an aircraft carrier in Vietnam. And I went to Hong Kong and I bought a gold Krugerrand. The date was 1972. But that gold coin today is worth almost $2,000.
The one gold coin?
Yeah. And I still have it.
What'd you pay for it?
$50.
$50 to $2,000. 1972?
Yeah. It just sat there. So I have and so I never, because I understand money, that, quantitative counterfeiting and zero interest rates, I don't trust the dollar. So for most of my life, I've saved gold and silver. So I have millions in gold coins and silver coins. I just kept saving it because I don't trust the dollar. So everybody can buy a silver coin today for $20. A silver eagle is $20. But how many people will go to a coin shop and buy it? Probably none. Less than 1/10% of Americans own precious metals. And silver today is 50% below its all-time high. So silver is the biggest bargain sitting in the market as we speak today. It's about $20. It should go to 50. So at $20, and I tell my friends, I go, oh, yeah, think about it. That's the problem. So everybody can afford $20. Kids can afford $20. The thing is, people won't do it. And you know that too when you deal with people. Most people are pretty sedentary. They want to do the same old thing. Sure. I'm happy. Nothing's going to happen. Oh, you're just trying to scare me. But I was talking to my doctor last night. He says, you've been saying this stuff for 25 years. I never listened to you. He says, now what do I do? Because his 401k, as we cover in this book here, the average firefighter has about 1.2 million in pension, but there's nothing there.
What do you mean?
Their payout's going to be at 1.2 million. The average
firefighter retiree has a $1.2 million pension payout.
Yeah, that's how much they'll get paid out. Okay. But there's nothing there. It's a problem.
Meaning what? Meaning they don't have the money to pay the benefits?
It was stolen. It was stolen by Wall Street.
So how is that going to be fulfilled?
We wrote this book.
How is that going to be fulfilled? Because I know one of the stats you said by 2050, 2 billion retirees will be above the age of 60. What was the stat you said about?
Okay, in 10 years, 2030, 2 billion baby boomers across the world will retire. Japan's broke. Argentina's broke. China's broke. Italy's broke. Germany's broke. All these old guys are retiring. And the stock market, I live in a fairly exclusive place in South Carolina. And I was talking to my friends there. They said, oh, we love Trump. We love Trump. Stock market's an all-time high. And I said, yeah, but so is our debt all-time high. See, they watch the stock market. They don't watch the debt. And the repo market, the repurchase market, is one of the biggest markets in the world. The Fed is bailing that one out now. So the average American is watching the stock market, but not what's really going on. So that's why I wrote Who Stole My Pension? So that means retirees, their kids, taxpayers will pay for the heist.
So let me ask you this. So one is you said buy coins, whether it's silver or gold.
You don't buy gold coins. You don't buy gold coins to make money. You buy gold coins because the dollar is going to go down. So I don't trust the dollar.
Anytime Buffett says, I remember when Buffett says, he bought $35 million of silver. I don't know if you remember that when he bought it. You're like, okay, be prepared because something's about to happen. Right? If he buys gold, just be ready in the next 6, 12, 24 months. He's anticipating some kind of a crash to be taking place. He's right now in cash because
that's smart.
Yeah, he's anticipating something to happen to buy up businesses and rebuild them. He does that all the time.
And then he's going to go in after the crash.
He's going to go after the crash.